Rosy, a small gray elephant with large floppy ears, a short trunk, big expressive brown eyes, and soft gray skin. Her large brown eyes were closed. Her heart was pounding. Inside her chest, she felt her rumble waiting, not lost, not gone, but ready, finally, ready. She had traveled so far, through dark waters and crystal caves, past shadows and fears, up impossible cliffs, all to reach this moment, this choice. Professor Hoot, the wise owl, watched her quietly from his perch. Flicker the green chameleon clung to her head, his small body glowing with supportive golden light. Hip, the rainbow toucan, stood on her back, his bright feathers trembling with anticipation. "You can do this, Rosy," Flicker whispered. "We believe in you." Pit chirped softly. Rosy opened her large brown eyes and looked out over the whispering woods spread below. She could see everything from up here, the river where she used to play, the watering hole where friends gathered each morning, the trees where baby squirrels waited for their lullaby. Home, her home. She thought of every single moment her rumble had brought joy to others. She remembered the baby squirrels curling up in their nest, smiling as her gentle arm helped them drift into peaceful dreams. She remembered Benny the bunny laughing and trying to imitate her rumble, making everyone giggle. She remembered the morning games that never quite felt right without her happy call to start them. She remembered old Grandfather Tortoise saying, "Your rumble is like sunshine, little one." She remembered her mother nuzzling her gently and saying, "Your rumble is special because it is yours." And then she remembered the most important lesson of all, the one she would learn on this long, hard, beautiful journey. It was special because it came from her heart, because it was given with love, because being herself, exactly, perfectly, wonderfully, herself, was not just enough. It was everything. "I deserve to be heard," Rosy whispered to herself. "My voice matters, not because someone else says so, but because I know it does." The sun climbed higher, its warmth spreading across the mountaintop. The whole world seemed to be waiting, holding its breath. Rosy planted her small gray feet firmly on the ground. She lifted her short trunk toward the sky. She stood as tall as her little body could stand, not trying to be bigger, not trying to be different, just being completely, authentically herself. She closed her eyes one more time, and she thought of every friend, every morning, every moment of joy and love and connection her rumble had ever created. She thought of the gift she had to give. She thought of the light she could share. She felt the rumble building inside her chest, not just sound now, but courage, love, purpose, and pure radiance. It grew and grew, filling her entire body with warmth, pressing against her heart, ready to burst free. Rosy took a deepest breath of her entire life, her lungs filled with mountain air, with sunrise, with hope, with permission. And then she let it go. It was not just loud, it was alive. It rolled across the mountain like thunder, like music, like pure joy made into sound. It echoed down through the valleys, across the river, through every tree and flower and stone of the whispering woods. But this rumble, it carried everything Rosy had learned on her journey, all her courage, all her love, all her hard-won belief in herself. The rumble shook the mountain. It rippled across the water. It danced through the air, and far below, in the whispering woods, animals everywhere stopped what they were doing and looked up. "Rosy," they cried in delight. "That is Rosy's rumble. She found it. She is back. The baby squirrels tumbled out of their nest, chirping with joy. Benny the bunny hopped in excited circles. Old Grandfather Tortoise smiled his biggest smile. Rosy's mother lifted her trunk to the sky and trumpeted with pride and relief. The entire jungle erupted in celebration. On the mountaintop, Rosy rumbled again and again. Each rumble was bigger and more beautiful than the last, not because she was trying to be loud, but because she was finally, completely, joyfully free. Rumbled, tumble, rumbled, tumble. Tears of happiness streamed down her gray cheeks, flicker on her head, sickling through every happy color he knew: gold, pink, bright green, shimmering blue. Pip was singing at the top of his lungs, his rainbow feathers practically glowing. Professor Hoot flew down and landed beside Rosy. His wise eyes were warm with pride. "Well done, little one," he said gently. "You found what you were looking for." "No," Rosy said, her voice full of wonder and joy. "I did not find it. It was never lost. I just finally let it out. I finally gave myself permission to be me." Professor Hoot nodded. "And that, dear Rosy, is the greatest discovery of all. You did not need to change. You did not need to be different. You just needed to believe you were worthy, exactly as you are." The sun was fully risen now, bright and warm and glorious. A new day, a new beginning. "My rumble sounds different now," Rosy said softly. "It is still bouncy and silly and joyful, but it feels bigger somehow, stronger." "That is because you are bigger and stronger," Professor Hoot said. "Not in body, but in spirit. You have grown, Rosy. Your rumble carries all of that growth now. It carries your courage, your love, your journey. That is what makes it so beautiful." Rosy smiled, the biggest, brightest smile of her life. She rumbled once more, letting the sound pour out of her with complete freedom and joy. "Rumble-ta-tumble." It echoed across the mountains and valleys, a sound so full of happiness it made birds sing louder, flowers bloom brighter, and every creature who heard it smile. "Come on," Rosy said to her friends. "Let us go home. Everyone's waiting." Together, Rosy, Flicker, Pip, and Professor Hoot made their way down the mountain. It was a long journey back to the Whispering Woods, but Rosy did not mind. She rumbled the whole way, and each rumble felt like coming home to herself.